Tsunami alerts have now significantly changed. And this is going to rely on how you listen to me right now. You're going to be affected by this. Tsunami alerts are ending for Oregon and Washington. Now what? November 21st, this report has come out from KOIN News. Earthquake Center has been monitoring for over 2 decades, shared data from its over 250 stations. And now it's not going to be reliable, the county says. And so this is going to be something very important for us to listen to and come up with game plans, which we're going to do here immediately following this announcement. But before it, tsunami evacuation exercise was planned, and this was in Hawaii. So just today, we saw a 4.9 hit where the centers have been shut off at in Alaska. So we've seen that happen. And also just in the past few days, yesterday, as a matter of fact, New Madrid fault area was hit with earthquakes right next to each other, like minutes apart. And we can see that California as well has been just seeing cluster after cluster after cluster. This has been a buildup in what we've been watching to keep you aware over these last few weeks. Now, going deeper into the situation and analyzing what's going on here and having a survival plan, I'm going to be telling you that too. I got some stuff I wrote down for you. So if you're newly tuning in here and you don't have anybody looking out for all these anomalies that are showing up lately, we're going to get deeper into what's going on as all these events occur. So right away after this was told, Washington senator wants answers on this because the funding was pretty much canceled for these alerts. So they're actually trying to press NOAA and the rest of them about this. U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell of D. Washington is demanding answers for the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration after the agency cut funding for real-time tsunami alerts for the West Coast states. NOAA says that $300,000 grant to the University of Alaska Fairbanks ceased in 2024. The center is expected to stop providing real-time seismic data by the end of November. That data is used to deliver timely and accurate tsunami warnings for the entire West Coast. Cantwell says any potential delays in life-saving information puts communities at risk. The U.S. Coast Guard also was informed about this situation. What do you think that you can do as a community here is the bigger question. And I'm going to give you that information so that you can. Also, I'm going to give you some very, very important things for in your own household if something happens. We're going to be talking about that. But first, this is one of the big things that we need to keep eyes on right now. I mean, they already did this 7.0 earthquake simulator in California. So we're talking Alaska, California, Canada areas, places towards Japan. All these things are basically being gamed for the next scenario. We're still watching that bubbling that's happening too as well that we showed just the other day. It was by Hermosa Beach, California, which they say is just fiber optic cables that is spreading from California to Asia. But we're still currently actively watching this as a community right now. So I'm going to give you some of the details that's really important that we look at. And I want to read the full details before I move forward, though, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So it says Clayton County Emergency Management Team said they are concerned about not only the delays, but also information given to them because it may be less accurate. So we now are being told that information will be less accurate. With that being said, Hawaii is not playing games. They went right away and they set an evacuation exercise for tsunamis. They did this November 21st. And it says a tsunami evacuation drill will be held Friday, November 21st. During Friday exercise, motorists will not make their mock escape using Hilo International Airport runway. The perimeter gates will remain shut. Instead, Hawaii will open Liwi evacuation route from 9 a.m. to 11 so residents can practice driving the route. So Hawaii has already started giving residents chance to practice driving and exiting, can't even say the word, exiting the routes here. So yes, they are the exitings, the routes. And while all this is going on, I just made me a nice pizza with a pie next to it as the earthquake started to shake. Well, let me get back to it anyway. So here's the route though. They're not doing this in America though. Why are they not doing this here, right? Why are they not telling us, hey, we're finna open up the routes, get ready? So look, the news release even included a map showing the evacuation route. So now let's dive into this. Let's dive into this right now. I wrote some stuff down so that this is something you got to do since we don't have accurate stuff anymore. The 3-line coastal awareness rule. If you're on the coast, this is for you. You need to listen. Even if you're not on the coast, you need to talk to your family about this rule. You're going to be the person with all the information. Shoreline, you need to map out how far you are from there. Secondly, evacuation route and potential exit routes. And you need to look at all the street routes and all the maps, and then you can print them out as well. Now, here's a very important thing. Safe elevation above 50 to 100 feet. You need to know if you're in a low-lying area. So what you need to do is map out where's my highest zone? Where can I get at least above 50 to 100 feet? Some of you are going to say, well, I can't do that. Well, tell somebody else who can help you do that, because there will be people to help you in these moments. Now, micro network, we have to do this now because things are shifting and changing, and I'm going to leave this on screen so some of the people can see what is being said here. So this is us, though, as a community right now. You need to have a micro network. So choose 5 people in your neighborhood who agree to share alerts, share resources, communicate if phones are down, and check on you if a 5.0 or more occur. You need to create this network because you have like 2 or 3 people out of these 5 people who are really going to be looking out for you during these times. And this is going to be very important. So another thing, I want to bring up some more stuff that I have here. Because again, the only way we got all this information, remember people, it was because and that's why we know about the bubbling events happening. And if you see more of these, so here's the 4th thing I want you to do: create a local meeting point map. So one safe gathering point, it could be a school, it could be a parking lot, it could be a church. Then create one alternate point with higher elevation spot. These will work when communications fail. It's perfect for the Pacific Northwest as well. And also you can do this on the East Coast. So we have areas that are 3,500 feet above sea level. Blue Angel says, great. Map those out. Make sure you can continue to get all the information needed so that because these clusters, like I said, they're continuously happening, locations all across. Let's look at what happened in New Madrid fault just this week. This was like a day ago. While this morning earthquakes were too weak to cause damage, they are far from unusual. USGS data shows that the New Madrid seismic zone, and you can see where the areas got hit. It was in St. Louis, Missouri area. We're now getting information in that somehow the earth was just tearing, right? The scientists were saying earth is tearing apart. It's a slow motion train wreck. And then all of a sudden now, deep faults beneath Cascadia are showing signs of rapid healing. So we just went from it's tearing apart to them showing us specifically rapid fault healing could rewrite earthquake physics. Yes, this is what they're saying here. Rocks on faults can heal following seismic movements. Do y'all believe this one? Or like, y'all think this too late in the game for them to be telling information like this? Like, why are you just telling us this now? Is this to be like, hey, calm down, it's okay? Earthquake faults deep in earth can glue themselves back together following a seismic event, according to a new study led by researchers at University of California, Davis. The work published in Science Advances adds a new factor to our understanding of behavior of faults that can give rise to major earthquakes. Yeah, this is strange here. So, all right, I'm gonna give you something else though. On the point of situations that we're talking about, the routes, how we just talked about Hawaii allowing people to evacuate and practice train. We're not getting that in America. Why? Why in the comment section? I mean, I think you guys know why. So 7, Silent tsunami checklist. Sudden ocean pullback, sudden roaring, sound like a freight train, unusual water behavior, strong aftershocks, weird animal behavior. If the frogs and snakes disappear, you need to disappear. Because the frogs and snakes know what's going on. And if the dogs start acting all strange, they might always be acting strange because they might just be strange, but they know what's going on too, and the cats. And guess what? They just came out and told us, hey, we know when a tsunami is coming 30 or 40 minutes before it comes. And then like, wait a minute, I thought y'all said we're gonna get like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And then people will justify it and say, well, they don't really know when it's actually coming. Well, that's a lie. Let's pull up the evidence of that. So when this happens, they will have these alerts through NOAA, the government. This proves it right here. November 11, 2025. It sounded kind of crazy how ripples in the high atmosphere warn scientists of a tsunami in real time. And guess how much time? It says right here on BBC. It messed with global satellite navigation signals, but this disturbance also allows scientists to spot a tsunami almost in real time purely by chance. On the previous day, U.S. Space Agency, NASA, had added artificial intelligence component to a disaster alert system called Guardian, enabling to flag major events. Scientists automatically, roughly 20 minutes after the Kamacha earthquake happened, tsunami watchers knew the waves were heading for Hawaii 30 to 40 minutes before they arrived. Was there a 30 to 40 minute warning? That's the big question. Are we going to get a 30 to 40 minute warning? And if you want to bank on that, then I would say that, okay, don't have a community then. Don't have anybody there to help you during these moments. But if you really want to have people back you up, choose 5 people, either in this community here or out of this community, and we'll be coming back to alert. But we're specifically saying that over these next weeks and months, we're about to see real shifts happen. Communication. So, all right, I'm gonna pull this card I have. It's called Survival Playing Cards, and I'm gonna give you like a tip in your house. And this tip right here says getting water from your water heater in your home. So this is if something crazy really happens. Shut off the valve that leads to the hot water heater as soon as possible to prevent water from becoming contaminated. Turn off water heater, gas, or electrical supply to prevent water heater from running without water. Allow some time for the water inside the heater to cool before you attempt to drain it. Then disconnect the hot water line at the top of the tank if possible. If not, you can turn on hot water faucet, ventilate the unit's tank. And then after that, you open the drain valve at the bottom of the tank and collect the water in the clean storage container. You can filter it out so you can have something that filters the water. The first few gallons may have rust and sediment. If so, throw it out until clean water starts to drain. Treat the water by adding 6-drop liquid bleach or whatever else you do. That's one question. Another thing is shiny objects, okay? If we want to communicate, we also need to have mirrors that we can reflect, and that's going to be another huge thing. Mainly on sunny days, that's the only time you do it. Mirror is your best signaling device. If you don't have a mirror, polish any type of bright object that you may have with you or find something that will reflect the sun's rays. Be sure to practice using a mirror or shiny object signaling. That's what you need to do with your community. That's what you need to do with your group. Y'all have a mirror. You might have a little signal. Maybe I'll fling it a couple times and then you say, oh, okay, that's my person there. So we need to be serious about that, getting all these things ready, getting all these things prepared. Person says here, I'm looking at the chat every day, just me, but I would go get that dog. I don't know what you're talking about. What dog you talking about going to get? Signal mirror should be in everyone's pack. Underestimate said, yeah, definitely, for sure. Here's a big question. And this is going to help new people come in. Subscribe. If you haven't been subscribed, share the video out, hit the like. How, as a community, after I give you all this information, are you going to react once you know that you are the first line defense? You are right now. Everybody here is the first line defense. And just drop 2 words in how you will help people out through these events. 2 words, 3 words, whatever you want to drop in the chat right now, because This gives people a different certainty going through these events. And if we can say, all right, I'm going to be the alerter, I'm going to be the person who's always basically actively responding in the comments about what's going on in my area. This is hands on right now. This is everything that matters. And spiritually, all of us just need to be in the right place, really. I feel like if we do that and if we just calm down and stay relaxed, operate within that spiritual essence we have, we'll shine bright no matter how dark it gets. That's what this is about. That's what the mission is about. No matter what you're going through right now, to feel connected to a bigger purpose, because you all have one and we're all leaders gathered here. I feel that we are. And even if you feel that you're not, you're still in the right place at the right time. So we're not in fear. We're just aware. And this is the best part of, being community in a time where community is lost. Could be online. You could have people not listen to you, but right here, it could be most critical place. You get information that is important. Another person says all of this is a alarm. I couldn't even read all of it. So again, content creators post actually important information or immediately shut up and nothing is getting out to you. They don't want you to see anything. Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, over the last course of weeks to months, it's been really hard to get information to everybody. So if you want to boost the message, you just share the message out. That's the best way you can do this. This is a life-saving critical alert based on what's coming, the analysis, and we have even more things that we are gathering right now so that you can be aware of your family, your friends, your animal, your dogs, whatever is going on. We're looking out for all of that. And we're still tracking the birds in live time. We'll give you updates on that too with the Birdcast live feed so we can know where that's shifting at. And so again, as this journey continues, we'll continue to give you more. But here's what you probably didn't see that you need to see. I'm going to drop this right now in the live chat. And it was the unusual events that were starting to occur. And you need it. It's going to be right there. So don't leave just yet. I'm going to read one of your comments. So I see somebody said some unusual sky and earth events are happening everywhere and it's getting weirder. This is preparing you for what's coming. And we're looking at all the shifts that's already going to be occurring over this month and next. That's why you need to go see that. Connie says, Jay Workhouse TV, certain bills of our money when folded certain way shows tsunami coming over a tall building in New York. I think I did see stuff about that. So, but go check that report out. It's going to be in a live chat and it's going to be after the video if you don't see it in a live chat.